Hi there and welcome back to Mommy Hates Cooking. Today I'm going to show you how to make Ninja Foodi shepherd's pie. This can also be made gluten-free too with a few simple swaps. Now you need a Ninja Foodi Multi-Cooker to make this recipe. We're going to be using one that has a pressure cooker, saute function, and air fryer. So that is going to be the Ninja Foodi Multi-Cooker. I'm using the deluxe version to make this, but you can do it in the original as well. So you're going to need a few ingredients. 3 cups of beef broth, 2.5 pounds of russet potatoes peeled and cubed, half a cup of bacon bits, half a cup of chopped onions, 1 pound of ground beef, and a teaspoon of salt. So that is going to be what you'll need to get started here. Some of these ingredients will be used as well for your mashed potatoes. So once you have your salt, you'll also need a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of Italian seasonings, half a teaspoon of dry basil and paprika, and 1/4 teaspoon of ground black pepper. You'll also need vegetables. This will be a cup of frozen corn. You can use canned corn, just be sure to drain it, and a 14.5 ounce can of mixed vegetables, which also needs to be drained too, along with 1 tablespoon of gluten-free Worcestershire sauce, 1/4 cup of gluten-free or regular all-purpose flour, 1.5 cups of shredded Colby Jack cheese, and 1/4 cup fresh grated Parmesan cheese. Now on your Colby Jack cheese, it's best to use a block of Colby Jack and then shred it at home. This is going to melt much better than the bagged already shredded cheese. So for your mashed potatoes, you're going to need a teaspoon of salt, 1/4 cup of heavy cream or half and half, and 1/4 cup of salted melted butter, or whatever ingredients you would like in your potatoes. So you can kind of mix that up with how you normally make mashed potatoes. Sometimes I like to add garlic salt too, so you could always add that in. So the first thing we're going to do is clean, peel, and cube the potatoes, then place them in the inner pot of the Ninja Foodi and add 3 cups of beef broth. You're going to secure that lid to seal and high pressure for 10 minutes. Once that's done, you'll quickly release by venting the lid or venting the nozzle. And then you're going to remove the potatoes and add them to a bowl, and then pour the broth in a cup to save for later. Now we're going to set our Ninja Foodi to the saute function at level 4 and add 2 tablespoons of olive oil, bacon bits, chopped onion. So now I've got that in there, and I'm going to saute this for 2 to 3 minutes just until those onions get soft and translucent. And then I'll go ahead and add in the ground beef, salt, garlic powder, onion powder, Italian seasonings, dry basil, paprika, and pepper. And I'm going to cook that until it's just about 3/4 of the way done, because we're going to continue adding in some ingredients, so it's going to keep cooking here for a bit. Now it is best to use probably about an 80 to 85% ground beef, so that way it's not too lean that it's cooking too quickly. So now we're going to add in our corn, veggies, Worcestershire sauce, and cook that for 4 to 5 minutes until well cooked. Now we're getting our ground beef fully cooked, and after that we'll sprinkle with flour and continue cooking for 2 minutes. So we are just trying to get this nice and thick. This is going to be the bottom layer of our shepherd's pie. So I'm finishing that up now. And then you're going to pour about 3/4 cup of the broth that you had saved and mix that right in. So it's going to look pretty thick and harder to stir, almost spreadable. And then we're going to take our mashed potatoes and get those mashed up to your liking. So you can do that any way you like. You can mash them with a hand masher and then add the salt, butter, and half. And then you're going to just spread those right on top of that vegetable and meat mixture. So do not mix them in, just spread them on. And then we'll go ahead and put our cheese on top of that. So I am getting that finished up here and going to add my grated Parmesan cheese right on top. If you don't have grated Parmesan, you can use just Colby Jack. It'll work just as well. So now that I've got that all in there, I'm going to secure the air fryer lid this time. So just close your lid and air fry at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 4 to 6 minutes. I'm just wanting that cheese to get nice and crispy and melted on top. It is going to vary a little bit because the machines tend to vary as far as heat put out. So just check in on that around 4 minutes and see how it's going, and go on up to 6 minutes if it's still cooking up well. So this is how you make Ninja Foodi shepherd's pie. You'll serve it right out of the pot of the Ninja Foodi. And this whole recipe is over on mommyhatescooking.com. Thanks for tuning in today.